Hello, and welcome to Rocket Fuel, your daily update for everything that's happening in the Rocket Fuel community. I'm Whack Whack Attack. Today is November 15th, and we have a quick episode because there was not that much happening in the Rocket Fuel community today. So let's get started. The first thing that happened was that we had the Twitter community call for Rocket Pool. It was hosted by Ken, and we had Mav and Joe as speakers during the event. The event started with Joe talking about all the smart node and like other software stuff that's going on, and then Mav was talking about all the integrations, promotions, RETH yield stuff out there, how much adoption we're getting in terms of mini pools and RETH, and they talked about the Ramana's bot, the ARB contract that he's done that you can use, and how I think 35 mini pools now have been started using that, which is absolutely amazing. So it was a really good community call. It was really lively. At the end, they were talking about plans for Denver, which we can move on to next. So about Denver, there is this thread under the chat section of the Discord channel, where people are talking about planning the Denver Eth-Denver conference. So here there's people who started the channel and then starting to discuss about what it's going to look like, what's going to happen, who's going to go. So for me, it was looking for a while like that I wouldn't be able to go. However, right now it's looking like I will be able to go. So I'm really excited about that. It will happen in the, I want to say first or second week of March. And then normally, like in the past, people from the Rocket Pool community have kind of stayed behind and done some skiing and just socializing and stuff. It's been a community bonding event. I know that a bunch of people went last year, Zero and Wanda and Thomas and a bunch of others. So it was really cool. And then people have been talking in this thread basically about what kind of lodging do you prefer during the conference, what kind of lodging do you want in the Rocket Pool house, and people talking about all the different things that are going on. So this thread has been semi-active for the last few days, but I think over the next few weeks, once we get more plans about what the conference is going to look like, once that starts getting sorted out, then this is going to become a lot more active. So I think I'm going to try to go, and I think I'm going to meet a bunch of people there, which I'm really, really excited about. And then there's going to be a booth for Rocket Pool during the conference itself, and I think the team will start looking for volunteers for people to man the booth, or woman the booth. So people can volunteer to spend time at the booth and talk to people in the wider community. And I've already said if I'm going, I definitely want to do that because I think it'd be a really great way to meet people. Ken wants me to get a media pass and use the recording facilities to record some live streams of Rocket Fuel, which would be really cool with some special guests who are attending the conference. I think that would be really, really great. So I'm gonna try to make it happen. And in the meantime, if you have any questions about it, if you want any information about it, get yourself to this thread on Discord, titled Eth-Denver now. It used to be called conferences before, but it's titled Eth-Denver. So get yourself there, ask some questions, and there's people already talking and hanging out in there. So it's really cool. It's really exciting. So people were asking questions about what the optimism incentives are going to look like. So Val shared this link to a post from a few days ago. He says the current plan is to ramp optimism incentives on the month time scale per, and then there's this post which goes to the RETH liquidity incentives. He says, I'd like to do the idea of ramping up a little if possible. Also like the idea of keeping to 6 months to keep as close as possible to the initial proposal. On the cuff, a ratio something like 1 to 44444 for the 6 months. So that way you can divide out the rewards. And then Langus kind of came up with the schedule, and people said that looks good to them. So it's really cool that it's all coming together. And then the especially exciting thing is that if we get LEBs in January with Atlas, then the two things could go hand in hand and really drive a lot of minting of our ETH, which is what we'll need. So that's really exciting that those rewards are, I think, either live now or going live very soon. I think they're live now. So I made this comment in trading, and again in the Whack Whack Attack channel. It says, so last week I talked about everyone in this community starting to do work for the betterment of Rocket Pool. I talked about it on Rocket Fuel. I wrote this tweet along with it, and then there's the tweet that explained it that I read out to you guys last week. I asked for 1 hour a week from each of you. In today's Rocket Fuel, I want to share some examples of work you all did. Tag me in it and I'll give you a shout out. So I posted that on trading as well, and Fluke or F-Luke said, I've been giving gold awards to people on Reddit when they suggest Rocket Pool as a staking solution. So that's really cool. And he's paying for that. So that's awesome. We also got, let me see here. We got, when I mentioned it on the actual Rocket Fuel thread, Patches said 1 hour, oops. And then Object was laughing because both of these guys spend upwards of dozens of hours a week putting out support basically and other things in support for Rocket Pool, which is absolutely wonderful. And then I said a minimum of 1 hour, haha. I think I did 25 plus hours in Rocket Fuel in last week. So just yesterday's episode, I think took me about 8 hours to record for everything from beginning to end. And then there was a lot of stuff going on last week with the FTX stuff. There were some long episodes, a lot of stuff to read up on. So on an average week, it takes me around 20 to 25 hours. When the LEB8 stuff was happening, it was taking me, that week, I think I did 30 to 35 hours of work on Rocket Fuel that week. So yeah, that's why I needed that break. But I need more examples of people doing their 1 hour. I'm going to ask again next week. So anyone who's watching this, I need that 1 hour a week from you. You can tag me in at any point during the week about the work that you're doing, and I will talk about it on Tuesday's episode. Otherwise, I'll post about it on Mondays, and people can follow up with that with me. So yeah. Okay, next we had this comment from Bossofthegame. He said, I've got a question about the value of RPL relative to ETH. Are the prices tied in any way, or is the price of RPL based only on the market for it? So we actually started a really good discussion last night about how we value RPL and how people have made different projections and what the values of those are. And it says the process of valuation for RPL is like this. We try to make it very high. The market doesn't care. The market price is RPL itself. Oh yeah, it's just market demand. So obviously then it went into a deeper discussion where Snow Cones was involved. Valdorf made some really good comments. He said, my experience that if someone took shortcuts, oh no, wait, sorry, that's not the right thing. Valdorf did get involved later. Let me see. So then they were talking about the collateral, how that works, the 10% base per mini pool. And then Valdorf says, yes, this is one of the core connections and can calculate a floor price based on that, the number of RPL existence and the TVL of our ETH. And then people shared RPIT, the RPIT command with Rocket Pool investment theses. So that has zeros, RPITs and boodles and size, Logreases, Marceaus more, Jaspers, Evans, and Hani Abu's collection. So there's some really good links in there for different valuations. And then it was just a really good discussion overall about where the price of the RPL token comes from and where the value of it comes in with relation to ETH, and how we kind of just look at it as a function of the ratio between the two of them instead of just a straight dollar amount. So that was a really good discussion. You can go back and read it. I'll put the link in the description. And then finally, I want to end with a little piece of information from the FTX hacker. So the FTX hacker was dumping more tokens for ETH, and the hacker currently holds 217,000 ETH, making them one of the largest holders. So yeah, that is wielding an awful lot of power for the hacker. They, I think, are the 36th biggest holder of ETH now, which is literally like on the order of mega whale. It's quite scary that they have that much ETH. People have been talking about what they might do with it. Imagine if your market sells, we'd be dead. Imagine if he burns it all. when are they buying our ETH with it? So there was like lots of discussion about that. And then Zemo says if it burns it wouldn't be that big. It would be big, but it wouldn't really do anything to the price. 217,000 ETH against 120 million is nothing. And yeah, so that was a really interesting discussion. There was a whole lot of other stuff about FTX going on, and between that and the Russian missiles landing in Poland today, trading was talking a lot about those two topics. So I guess FTX hack and the fallout from that, and then also the possibility of World War III, the fallout from that. Those are two of the main topics that were kind of like being talked about in trading for most of the day. But I didn't really want to talk about the war stuff because that's kind of a bummer. But yeah, this hacker with 217,000 of ETH is an awful lot of ETH. So that's definitely something to think about. And depending what's going to happen with that ETH, I think a whole lot of people are going to keep a very close eye on that wallet. So on that note, I'm going to end this video today. So I hope you all had a great Tuesday, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.